Hello, everyone. Welcome to your November 2024 horoscopes. This month we have big energies, new energies coming in, a lot of energies shifting, and some are coming out of retrograde. And I will put up a November um, planet alignment with the degree so you can take a screenshot right after this brief, I promise, really brief intro. And please excuse my voice. I do have a cold, but I'm still trying to power through. All right, let me put up the alignment for you. Okay, so this is the November's 2024 planetary lineup. Um, you can take a screenshot here. Stop the video and take a screenshot. So this is the 1st through the 9th, and the 9th through the 19th, and the 19th to the 27th. So these are the main um, shifts that are happening, and you can follow with me. Okay, so we're gonna start. My video editor, well, one, I have a cold. I'm sorry for my raspy voice, and my video editor is like really slow. So it's not, well, it's the best one I can get for free because I'm just starting out. So I'm going to only be doing probably 2 signs the most for each video. So I'll have a pinned comment with the links to the other videos and any other pertinent information that you may need or I mention in the video. So look for the pinned comment, okay? Hi, Gemini, and welcome to your November 2024 horoscope. I'm going to start your slideshow really fast so you don't get bored. Um, I do have a planetary alignment and the degrees for this month in the beginning of the video. If you wanted to take a screenshot of that and get your natal chart as well, and just see where everything falls in your natal chart and if it matches any degrees. I mentioned that in the intro in case you didn't hear the intro. So yeah, this month has you focusing or busy on. I'm so sorry, I have like a cold, so I apologize about my squeaky voice, and I might be taking like a minute to drink water. Okay. Uh, you're busy, and you're like literally very busy regarding your work routine and scheduling issues, maybe even a pet. You seem to be trying to tie up some loose ends because you're starting or will start a new schedule, maybe. Or you may be bracing rather, sorry, for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's events because of family and relatives. Looks like they're coming to stay either at your place or maybe as siblings or your parents. But you have again been designated as the person who will be doing most of the shopping and the errands. Or this schedule change may have to do with your job has become really busy, or some people may have left at your job and their responsibilities have fallen onto you. Now, for the Gemini students, some of you are working at school, even, or outside of school, and maybe your finals and workload is not meshing, and you're changing something about your schedule there. Now, the important takeaway here is the sun in Scorpio is highlighting your health, physical and mental health, and a busy schedule. Um, it wants you to get it right. After all, you are a Gemini, and the only other sign other than yours that uses their mind super fast is Aries. Um, so there really is a need for you to take care of your physical and mental health because you do you think really fast, speak really fast. As one will not work without the other. You need to have both a good physical health and good mental health. So you all-nighter Gemini students, cramming. Remember, we only retain, I think it's like 30 to 35% of what we study or listen at our best. So slow down and find an effective schedule for you. It'll help you guys out a lot. All right, you did have a new moon on the 1st where there may have been an opportunity or you were planting the seeds of a new routine, schedule, or a health regime. Um, the moon is in its fall in Scorpio, so it is like a hibernation through the winter. It is planting the seed deep into the ground to be exploited in the early spring about this new idea. Now, going back to your job and income, there has been some heat or arguments here, or heated arguments that may have included family and or joint finances, because the second house also includes your value system. You may be working overtime or a second job, or looking into getting a second income stream, and it may have to do with making up the difference because of a joint finances shenagle. Maybe there is there is a light at the end of the tunnel, Gemini. You will be signing off or snagging a final agreement regarding control over joint finances, because you're the boss in this now. You've been empowered. By early December, first week of December, will be one agreement, and then by Christmas, another. And by the end of the year, New Year, a final agreement. So joint finances also includes like a mortgage, inheritance, um, credit, loans, bank loans, taxes, and even government benefits. So something about that. Oh, it also includes intimacies too. Plus, you are going to be either getting a really big job, a job that you really like, and your income will either be doubled or raised come June. So think back to 12 years ago, because it's Jupiter. Jupiter takes about 12 years to do the whole zodiac. So the last time Jupiter was in Cancer was 12 years ago, and it'll come back to Cancer next June. So think of that. That theme will play out regarding your job and income or value system. Um, Not necessarily the exact same things will play out, because different planets are doing different things, but the theme will be the same. And also, this may even have to do with social media, or you are preparing or building a social media profile or an account, and um, looking for to get monetized by June next year. Maybe that's it. That's part of it. This has to do with Mars, like I said, being in, or I'm sorry, this has to do with Mars being in Cancer, and Cancer is your second house of job and income. Um, but Mars will be switching signs from Cancer to Leo, and Leo is your third house of communication, commuting, neighborhood, and social media. The thing is Mars will be going backwards and forwards in both Leo and Cancer. So there is something important here that Mars wants to get you going on, or get you a deal with your job, income, and something about communication. I will do a dedicated video for Mars in Cancer and Leo later this month for each sign, because it is spending such an unusual long time there. Usually just takes a few weeks in each sign, but it's not finishing with Cancer and Leo until well into next spring. So that signals to me that there's something there um, that's important. Okay. Now your discussion, texts, and emails will shift this month with and in regards to partners. This includes business partners, and the seventh house is also where you can find open enemies there too. There is something important here too, because Mercury, the trickster planet, and your ruler will be going backwards and forwards. But you're used to this energy, and it is your yearly checkup here. But again, the retrograde signals something important with partnerships will be going on, the discussions and agreements. So have plan A, B, C, and even D, okay? Because the discussions might be reneged, changed, or swapped when it goes backwards. And then because you're getting new information that you didn't have on the first round or the second round. Okay. Okay, before we look at the monthly lineup, let us first talk about the mid month thump in the sky, the star of the show of November. Pluto will be leaving Sirius, traditional Capricorn, and it'll be entering quirky air sign Aquarius. Um, and Aquarius is your ninth house of travel, traveling in the mind, higher education, foreigners, publishing, foreign lands, and the World Wide Web. Also, philosophy. It's ruled by Sagittarius. Um, and it'll be a refreshing change. Uh, because some people will be like, oh my God, we just finished with Pluto and Capricorn. Now it's going to go into another sign. I thought we were always done. We're done with Pluto forever, but no, it goes to the next sign. It's a dynamic thing, but I just want to put a lot of people at ease because it is a really different energy. It's an air sign. You're used to it. It's an uplifting energy, and it's um, where you didn't think that you could achieve or get a certain opportunity, and in your case it's the ninth house. Well, Aquarius will bring it to you, but it'll bring it to you like at lightning speed, because it's ruled by Uranus is the planet of shock, surprise, electricity, and lightning. So it's the theme is be careful of what you wish for because it's going to be at dizzying speeds. So I'm likening it to like a roller coaster ride. Okay, so the highs will be as high as Aquarius is an air sign, but of course it's still Pluto. So the roller coaster comes down and it can go to great depths. Um, but that's the whole purpose of Pluto and Aquarius. They want to transform this area for you, okay, so that you can be empowered. So for the students, you have been maybe waiting on some kind of approval letter or call regarding a university or something like that, and you have either received this okay, and it may be a choice between two schools, and whether it'll be staying local or um, boarding, going away for school. Again, this will go fast, and most likely you will be going away for school. If not like this semester or this year, it might be sometime in the future, or you might be traveling to intern, or you will intern in a foreign environment, maybe for the summer or something if you're staying local. Um, For some, it has to do with your job, relocating, or you are relocating to another maybe office or branch, um, or you become a nomad, like a working nomad, where you travel, or maybe you will be traveling to secure investors and suppliers if maybe you're into manufacturing, distribution. But again, it has this foreign element to it. Yeah. For others, this has to do with either a family member being abroad and you are visiting them, or they will be visiting or coming to live with you, or with another very close to you, or it could be your sibling or cousin, maybe having an issue with traveling somewhere, or with a foreigner, and you're helping to sort this out. Um, in any case, I can go through a myriad of things, and this is not the entire scope of this video. I just wanted to let you know what's happening with Pluto and Capricorn and Aquarius. But I will be doing a dedicated video regarding Pluto and Aquarius for each sign and how it will affect each sign in more detail, because it is a 20-year journey and each sign has other things. And there's other houses that are being affected by Pluto and Aquarius. In any case, I'll do that later this month, so look out for that. But if you want a little more clues right now, try to think back to January, February of 2023, and also January through May of this year, end of May, June, because Pluto did leave Capricorn briefly in January and stayed in Capricorn and stayed in Aquarius rather until June, where it then retrograded back into Capricorn for this unfinished business that we've all been dealing with. Yeah. So something regarding travel and foreigners was started then, January through June of this year. Um, it was either jump started then or you began something, but it fell in the background. So that's one clue. That's what's going to happen again. The second clue is listen to your sun sign, your moon, and your ascendant to get a better picture of what's going on. And I've mentioned the birth chart to see where Pluto and Aquarius falls in your chart to get another clue. Now, the last thing I'm going to mention in the synopsis of your November scope is there is some kind of anxiety or precariousness, maybe related to your hidden world or a secret or your past, because this keeps abruptly shifting for you. I'm laughing with you, Gemini. Um, yeah, there's this uneasiness, but this will get a little easier next year as it will be the beginning of the end with Uranus. Uranus will leave Taurus and your 12th hidden house. I think you may be done with some of your secrets being abruptly revealed. I'm laughing with you, yes. In any case, let us move on and look at some of the specific monthly alignments and how you may be impacted. So I'm going to do that. Okay, Gemini, so let's go over your November monthly lineup. And I will only be discussing the ones that are like oppositions or squares. The others are like trines and other general things that I've already covered in your synopsis. So I've told you about the new moon in Scorpio, so a new routine, and you're planting the seeds of that. Um, I'm not going to discuss that. I'm not going to discuss that. Just yeah, the second Mercury enters Sagittarius. That's important for you. So the communication, text, emails are going to start. Agreements are going to start with partners, and business partners are included here. The third, I'll mention this because it's an opposition and it's a big one. Mars in Cancer, so that's your second house of job and income, will oppose Pluto in Capricorn. So if you remember in your synopsis, I did say that you have a couple hurdles that you'll have to jump over or meet head on regarding the last remnants of transformation that'll happen in your eighth house. And so something regarding your job, income, and your value system is dead smack opposite of joint finances and intimacy. Um, and Venus here as well Venus and Sagittarius will trine Chiron. So some kind of hurt or pain regarding a partnership is all in the mix. This will be as intense as it sounds. This is about emotions that were previously repressed and will come to a boil. Again, it's depending on your sign and your natal chart and where all these planets and degrees fall, but you'll feel it. Yeah, you'll feel this, and you need to go through this in order to, like I said, have a sign off and an agreement in December. And but Mars is at 29 degrees and it's about to move into Leo quickly, so let's move on to Mars entering Leo. So that is your third house of communications, short commutes, neighborhood, um, cars, and social media. So you're going to get hot on the trail on those things. Maybe, like I said in your synopsis, you might be starting to run errands and get events all set up. Okay. That's a trine. I'm not going to discuss that. Just check your natal degrees for the trines and sextiles because those are soft aspects and you might not even feel them. But if you want to check them against your natal chart and see where they fall and where those degrees fall, you'll have an idea. And also, don't forget, listen to your moon, sun, and ascendant. It'll give you a really good picture. On the 9th, there's a first quarter moon in Aquarius. Now, this has to do with your ninth house of higher education, foreigners, travel. So the whole synopsis of the big thump in the sky. This first quarter moon, you're going to get like a new innovative idea. You're going to discuss that either with a partner, business associate, siblings, even, or clients. Okay, and this has something to do with this new opportunity that's coming in on the 19th when Pluto changes signs. Um, But to get everybody on board, what you need to do here is really go over this idea by yourself. Just churn it over in your mind and work out the kinks before you speak to these other people about it, because they might get confused, because it's a unique idea. So just, yeah, when you present it, you'll be like, this is the idea, these are the pros and cons, and this is how we're going to do it. Yeah, you take the initiative here. Okay. Um, okay, square is a tense aspect. So on the ninth, Venus in Sagittarius will square Neptune in Pisces. So Sagittarius is your partnership house, and it's squaring Pisces, which I think is your career house. Let me see. Let me just make sure I don't want to give you the wrong. I should have this memorized by now. Yes, it's your 10th house of career, status, reputation, and authority figures. Um, so something with your partner is not sitting well about your status or reputation, or they're not getting along with an authority figure in your life. It might be your husband not getting along with your mother, so their mother-in-law, or your wife not getting along with your mother, with your own mother, or it might be just your boss and something about your partnership is not sitting well. Anyway, squares are good because they do force a compromise. It's not like an opposition. So I think they're a win-win. So look for those degrees. And on the 11th, Venus will enter Capricorn. It'll leave Sagittarius. Venus in Capricorn, Gemini, means business. It's no butterfly social, light conversations. It's commit or out the door. Yeah, Venus is means super duper get down to business, serious. Um, so if you meet someone during this transit, they will seem very distinguished and older, somebody you can take home to mom and show off. Um, and of course, Venus will bestow beauty and riches onto your Capricorn related house, which is your joint finances and intimacy and inheritance. So look for for something to happen on the 11th regarding joint intimacy, which will be good. But I think this is one of these things, these hurdles. There's some kind of commitment being requested here, and it's a serious one. Okay. Another opposition on the 12th, Mercury in Sagittarius will square Saturn in Pisces. So first time it was Venus, now it's Mercury. So the talk and that's not sitting well between your partner and your career house. Look to those degrees, and don't forget Mercury will be going retrograde on the 25th of the month in Sagittarius, but it's already shadow retrograde here. It goes into shadow retrograde on the 7th. So even here, whatever the agreement or discussion or the argument is, this will change again. It might be reversed because there's still some information missing here. So that's what I wanted to let you know. November 15th, this is important. Saturn turns direct in Pisces. So whatever was on the back burner for the past 4 months while Saturn was retrograde, because with your career and status, it's been sort of an escape for you. It's sort of been dreamy or idealistic, and like you felt all at sea. And Saturn, the last 2 years came in here and started pulling you back to shore. Okay. And demands um, foundations put in and um, borders put in, Saturn's rings, because it doesn't want you to get lost all at sea regarding your career and status. Okay. So, whatever you have had a reprieve the last 4 months regarding boundaries in your career and status, well, Saturn is back and it's going to go over the same degrees in the past 4 months and see where you've been all at sea, or where people have like had no boundaries with you regarding your career status, and it's going to put up those boundaries, which is good. Saturn is the disciplinarian, but he's patient, and he will not give up his riches until you get it right. So um, it doesn't like force change like Pluto. Pluto's scary. All right, we have another opposition here. November 16th, the Sun in Scorpio. So your routine and scheduling will oppose, dead smack oppose Uranus and Taurus. So, Gemini, here's one of those shocking shifts again that'll happen regarding your secret house or behind the scenes, um, faith, religion, confining spaces. So, your whatever your schedule is and your routine, it will oppose anything that you keep secret or you're doing behind the scenes. Like, let's say, just as an example, I'm not saying it is, but let's say you have like a secret lover, um, and you skip like dinner with your engaged person or your wife or your husband, to see your secret lover. This is only an example, please. um, you will be found out, or it will be found out. So that's why it's an opposition. It will throw wrenches, monkey wrenches in there so that you don't show up to the secret lover or something like that. I mean, it's just an example. But try to, yeah, try to be on top of things here in your hidden house. Try to be beyond reproach. And plus, we're going to have a trine later on between these two planets. So this opposition will make a little more sense later on in the month, okay? But you will have like this aha moment regarding that. All right, we have another big opposition. Oh my God, all these oppositions. So November 18th, Mercury. So the talk, texting, and emails with your partner will oppose Jupiter in your sign. So Jupiter has been in your sign since May, and it has made you more magnanimous. Okay, Jupiter enlarges everything, or you may have gained weight, but a conversation or a talk from your partner um, is saying that something that has changed about you um, is not working. So it's an either or. An opposition is an either or. There's no room for a compromise here. So you either go along with what your partner wants, or you just say, well, nope, it's going to be me, or no, it's going to be my way or no way. So look for those degrees. You and your partner, Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces, will feel this again. Try to avoid arguments here if you can, because remember, Mercury will retrace these steps. So right now, you don't have all the information, okay? And try to use philosophy. You're good at talking. You're way out of things. I'm laughing with you, Gemini. Okay, that's a trine. I'm not gonna talk about that. That's a trine. Okay, the 19th, Pluto here re-enters Aquarius, and I did a whole synopsis um, on it in your intro, so you know what it's all about. But it is a breath of fresh air, and I keep thinking of yeah, be careful of what you wish for. But there's another one. Remember when I said the roller coaster? So I think of Betty Davis saying, "Buckle your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy ride." But I think it's going to be a whirling, speedy, bumpy ride. So woohoo! But Gemini's actually like adventures like that. Okay, and you will be one of the 5 signs that will be affected with this entry. Okay, the 21st, the Sun enters Sagittarius. No big deal. This is a yearly checkup on your partnership house. So your focus will shift to that. The conversations have already shifted to that. And that's a sextile. I'm not going to do that. Sextile, I'm not going to do that. Oh, this November 22nd, there will be a last quarter moon in Virgo. Sorry, 1 degrees, 15 minutes. Virgo is your home, family, parents, um, your apartment, your country, okay, and whatever was started with your family. There was a situation. Um, there was a situation in September, maybe August, September, and there was an issue, and something was left on the back burner. Now, um, Excuse me. Virgo will have an urgency here of wrapping things up. So this talk will be had again. And it's like, okay, we need to cross these T's and dot these I's. Virgo's really meticulous. So this is like, now you know where you stand and you all either move forward, or I've been using the analogy, stop beating a dead horse. You're not one of the signs that will be affected the most, but it is your home and family, so I'm going to say you will be affected. I don't know who writes these things. Anyway, that's November 22nd. So here, November 25th, Mercury in Sagittarius turns retrograde. So everything you've done between the 3rd and now is going to be in review again, and you're going to get more information. Okay? Because remember, the 7th, Mercury went shadow retrograde. So even from the 7th, but before the 7th, that's fine. But you'll have to retrace these conversations again. Okay, and the final thing that happens in November 27th is a nice aspect. It's the Sun in Sagittarius will trine Mars in Leo. So your partner is really happy with what you're doing with your commuting, communication, short errands, and social media. So there you are fast. So they're probably like, this is perfect. You're doing really good here. So your project, hard work, or truth-seeking journey and adventure is rewarded here. It's really nice because it's Mars and Leo, and it's the Sun, so two heavy hitters. It is like winning an award. And the only thing here is the award you win. Try to be magnanimous like a Leo and share in the happiness and wealth, because then you'll ward off any evil eyes. Okay, Sagittarius, I hope you found this informative. Oh, by the way, half of you who listen are not subscribed. Subscriptions are free on YouTube. But seriously, if you found this informative or entertaining, at least hit the like button. That helps a lot. And if you want to hear the dedicated videos that I'll drop later this month, that'll help you if you subscribe to. Okie dokie. You take care of yourselves, Gemini. I will talk to you in the next video. Hope you're doing all well. I just wanted to let you know first, I have a planetary alignment with degrees in the beginning of the video. If you wanted to take a screenshot of that and then grab your natal chart. If you don't have one, you can always Google free birth charts so that you can see if any of the degrees match and where the planets lay in your natal birth chart. So I'm sorry, I have a slight cold, and I've had like to upload and uninstall 3 different video apps. If you guys know of a good video app, that's why I'm late in uploading these things. And I will be speeding up the audio. So if it's too fast for you guys, just in the YouTube, just go to the settings in that video itself, and you can slow it down if it's too fast. But I'm working with this software editing thing, video editing thing, that I have to compress these videos. So I've sped up the audio. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so let's go. Let's move on. So we are going to discuss the focus on 2 aspects for you this month that happens yearly for you. It is Scorpio, and Scorpio is your 5th house of love, romance, children, creativity, pets, and gambling. And Sagittarius as well, your 6th house of work, routine, and scheduling. We'll also discuss Mars being in your sign and giving you the power and the will and assertiveness, and how Mars then will move to Leo in your 2nd house of job, income, and value system. Let me start the slideshow for you so you don't get too bored. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so how it'll move to Leo, and that is your 2nd house of job, income, and value system. So you may be changing something here, and I'm sorry about my pug snoring if the mic is picking it up. Um, then comes the elephant in the room, which is Pluto and Capricorn and your partnership house. Um, your partnership house is inclusive of contractual partners, so that's your husband or wife. It can be business partners, platonic partners, and the seventh house is the house of open enemies as well. Um, so we'll discuss that a little bit because you've got a couple of oppositions here before there's a change, and a final agreement sign off will happen in early December, and then by Christmas and by the new year, at the end of the month, regarding a partner or partnerships. Yeah. Then Pluto will move into Aquarius, and I'll discuss what that means for you. Finally, I will mention a couple of more planetary aspects in passing, and that will end the synopsis of November for you. So right after that, I will go over the November monthly lineup regarding the big hard-hitting aspects, not so much the sextiles and the trines, because those are soft aspects and not a lot of people feel them, but they are on the planetary alignment, and you can match those degrees and see how that affects you. Okay, so let us get the mundane stuff out of the way first. All right, so Scorpio, part of this month has you focusing. The sun is shining a light regarding a lover, romance, children, creativity, pets, and gambling. It is a yearly sun checkup on your fifth house and how you see these things, or how others see you in relation to the fifth house activity. It does go by fast, but it is good to know how this house is doing once a year. Yeah. Now, for some of you, there's a hidden or secret aspect here. It could be that you have a secret romance or a secret admirer who is waiting for like the right time or waiting in the wings, maybe. And that may be in the spring next year when you find out, because there was a new moon in Scorpio on the 1st. So you either met a new romance partner or your children had something new to do. If it has like a secret admirer or secret love interest, it planted a seed here. Um, and the moon is in its fall in Scorpio. So, meaning that um, planting of the seeds, they hibernate through the winter. It's not a quick manifestation or a sprout. So it'll sprout out in springtime, and that's maybe when you'll know about a secret admirer. Or it could be your child or adult children that have a secret and they're sharing it with you, or you and them are sharing something behind the scenes, or have a secret plan, or you are helping with something that neither of you want someone else to know, maybe. Okay. And it can be like a sibling that has a secret lover, something like that along those lines. But there's something, an element of the hidden here. Now, regarding Sagittarius, your focus then shifts to um, your sixth house of health habits, routine, and scheduling. The communication is going to start here. And there is something here that will also change for you. So you might be getting a new job with a new, so you'll have a new routine, or you'll be joining the gym, or maybe finally making appointments to get your health checkup and in shape. But you will be busy with some kind of routine and schedule, and you will be talking to others about it because it's Mercury in Sagittarius. It will go back and forth several times until you have all the information to make an informed decision. Mercury does a retrograde 3 times a year, and this third and final one, it has chosen Sagittarius. So yeah, you'll what you think you've agreed on will change or get canceled or swapped. So regarding your health and routine, do have backup plans like plan A, B, C, even D. Okay, because it's going to go over those same degrees 3 times. Now, Mars has been in your sign, really putting the heat on you where or giving you like heat and power, where you've had the energy to rework or change something about the way you appear physically. Yeah, maybe your hair, maybe clothes, shoes, jewelry, no jewelry, or your profile. There is something regarding that that will also go backwards and forwards. I just want to inform anyone of thinking of plastic surgery to be super informed before taking those steps. Plus, um, I wouldn't suggest to doing something like that when a planet goes retrograde, because whatever you may have decided on, and in this case, your profile or physical appearance, when it retrogrades, uh, you'll have new information that you may cancel what you thought you were going to do, or it might be delayed, or something else may be swapped for something here. That's what retrogrades do. They just and retrogrades also signal that there's something important here that needs to be done cleanly. Okay. Now Mars will also move to Leo and your second house, and it will also retrograde in your second house of job and income, which also signals that there's something important about you, either wanting to change or upgrade a job or your income, um, or you might be getting a promotion. Or maybe it's going to be just a lateral move, or maybe a second income stream that you're looking at, or you could be starting maybe a business. Now, another contributing factor to all this like secrecy or behind the scenes things is you've had Pluto in Capricorn for the past 15 years. Um, and it has been a really tough journey for cancers, especially because partnerships your partners, I mean, you could have manifested this, but it was the energy coming at you. So um, it was mostly powerful, like husbands or wives, or powerful bosses, um, or the platonic partners, or maybe a powerful enemy that you feared because there was a fear factor in here, and the power struggles. Um, so you might have not ended up with the same partner as you did back then, but you still got the same power partners, like controlling figures. You attracted those. That is why Pluto was here to transform this area for you, because you're a really nurturing sign. You're empathetic. So you might have attracted someone who is very controlling, very dominant. Um, Now, what these partners were showing you is how to be powerful, how not to be controlling, um, and so forth. It was empowering you to learn those things. And some of you may have just accepted that this is what partnership is all about. Um, and like I said, there's these couple of hurdles that you'll have to overcome. These final steps in Pluto, uh, and that energy ends. That deep, serious energy ends when Pluto will leave Capricorn, and at that time, some of you will be separated or getting a divorce, or you're already in the throes of separation, but some of you will have met a powerful partner that you will be tying the knot with, and you're perfectly happy with that. But what I'm trying to say is there is a sign off of some kind, either to go separate ways or to, this is what partnership is about, and this is, I accept it, or a new partner by the first week of December. There's one conversation. Then by Christmas and end of the year, there's a sign off where it's a done deal. Okay, but moving on now, the major event in the second half of the month will be a sudden release of energy in the sky when Pluto leaves Capricorn and enters Aquarius. Now, for you, Cancer, um, you will either have an aha moment or a passion will ignite um, in your an out of blue opportunity or an issue maybe regarding your eighth house of joint finances, intimacy, tax, taxes, credit, loans, or government benefits, or any lump sums of money you receive from another, because the eighth house is money coming from another to you, and the second house is your own money. So, but this energy will not be like Capricorn. Like I said, it will be a very uplifting, hopeful um, energy. So it I, I, I mean, it's still Pluto. You still have the power planet there, but it'll be empowering you in an uplifting manner. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that Capricorn is a bad sign. I love Cappies, but it's not as serious and as traditional as Capricorn was. Um, so with Pluto and Cap in Aquarius, it's when you think when something is out of reach, you think that you won't get that. It will come. You will manifest it. You will get that thing that you thought was out of reach, but it will come at you like with dizzying speed or abruptly. Um, it's Aquarius. Aquarius is quirky. It's an air sign, and it is ruled by Uranus, the planet of shock, surprise, electricity, and lightning. And that's how um, the energy is with Aquarius. Um, and Pluto's there, so it'll be like I'm using the scenario of like a roller coaster. The highs will be as high as Aquarius is an air sign, and the lows will be as low as Pluto will take you down deep to the depths of your inner soul. But it's not constant deep down. It's up and down. It's uplifting and it teaches you a lot. Okay, I, 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 I'm reminded of that movie with Betty Davis where she said, "Buckle your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy ride." Well, this it's almost the same, but buckle your seatbelts. It's going to be a doozy, bumpy ride, up and down, up and down. But it is a 20-year journey, and it's not going to be constantly every day. You'll be experiencing this. It's an outer planet with Pluto, so it's a slow change, and you'll have your other regular activities going on. But I just wanted to give you that picture. So, also, you're not going to go in blind with this, with a change of signs. So, try to think back to January, February of 2023, and January through June of this year, when Pluto did leave Capricorn for those 6 months and entered Aquarius. Um, so, again, regarding joint finances, you either started something, a unique opportunity was given to you, or you stumbled across it, or it was jump started because it's Aquarius, or you began, but it fell in the background. And that was because Pluto then retrograded back into Capricorn to do this unfinished business that I told you about with these final 2 weeks. Okay. And also listen to your sun, moon, and ascendant sign to get a clearer picture. Um, and then, of course, finally, like I mentioned, your birth chart, you can look at that. And I can go on for hours about Pluto entering Aquarius, but that is not within the scope of this video. And that is why I will be doing a dedicated video regarding Pluto entering Aquarius and how it will affect each sign in more detail. Um, but like I said, if you wanted a little more clues, just listen to your sun, moon, and ascendant, and think back to pull out your emails, call logs, and see what happened that was unique regarding joint finances from January through June of this year. Okay. And lastly, so there's some kind of anxiety, maybe, or apprehension, um, uh, or repeating shift with your friends, or groups, associations. Um, Next year, as Uranus will leave Taurus and your 11th house of friends and groups, it will be the beginning of next year, towards spring, will be the beginning of the end of all these friends and surprises that's been constantly shifting you in a different direction. Again, it's Uranus, so it does things suddenly and with big shifts. Okay, and of course, there's something going on with family and foreigners, but I've discussed that in the last video. But there is a foreigner, maybe a relative, or maybe somebody who's away at school is coming for the holidays. Yeah, yeah, you're having some people over. Um, and then lastly, oh yeah, I discussed that in the last video, so you're good. So now I'm going to switch to the monthly lineup. I hate when my mouse sleeps. Okay, let's do that so I can just go over the hard hitting aspects. Excuse me. So I mentioned the new moon already, and I'm not going to mention this trines or sextiles. They're just soft aspects. You probably won't even feel them, but um, uh, the second Mercury did enter Sagittarius, and again, Sagittarius is your work and schedule. So you started the talks and the agreements or the texting regarding that. And remember, Mercury will go retrograde in Sagittarius on the 25th of this month. And but it does go into shadow retrograde on the 7th. So anything that is not signed, sealed, and delivered by the 7th, it will change, get canceled or swapped. So do have plans A, B, C, and D regarding your scheduling and your house of busyness. Okay, so this is the big one. On the 3rd, Mars in your sign will oppose Pluto in Capricorn. And this is pretty huge. This is because it's also Venus in Sagittarius trining Chiron. So there's some kind of hurt regarding all the effort you've put in, all the scheduling you've put in, and now you're being opposed by a powerful partner. But you've got Mars on your side, and you're not backing down here. And an opposition is just that. It is no back down. It's not like a square where there's room for compromise. An opposition is either or. It's either your way or her way. And again, there's different scenarios. I'm not going to speculate on who is who, but you'll know. Um, and like I said, the hurt is coming from like you've invested so much and uh, and all that. Um, this is about emotions that were previously repressed and were that will come to a boil. Again, it's really depending on your sign and your natal chart. It really is regarding that because not a lot of cancers are going through separations or divorces. A lot of cancers are actually hooking up with powerful people. But like I said, this is an opposition. So you and a partner, it's going to be either your way or her way. Okay. And let's not forget, Mars is at 29 degrees and it's about to move to Leo. So this will be a fast energy. Okay. So on the 3rd, Mars does enter Leo and you will be busy, 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 and have a lot of energy regarding a job, income, and your value system. Like I mentioned in the synopsis, you might be looking for a new job or you might be upgrading here. I'm not going to do the trines. November 9th, a first quarter moon in Aquarius. So the the unique opportunity that I said that's going to come with the shift of Pluto from Capricorn to Aquarius, um, you will have this emotional, new innovative idea here that you want to talk to a partner about, or um, siblings, or clients, or business partners. And the key here is first working out this unique idea first to yourself, working out all the kinks, and then going to these people and saying, "Well, this is the unique idea. This is the pros and this is the cons, and this is how I want to go forward with it." That it will be received much better that way. Okay, so that was that. Now, on the 9th, Venus in Sagittarius will square Neptune in Pisces. So something regarding your schedule and routine is not sitting well with a travel opportunity or higher education, um, or a foreigner. So it might be just a scheduling issue, but check the degrees for that, and see if you're impacted. Now, on the 11th, Venus does enter Capricorn and your partnership house. And Venus here means business. Um, Venus in Capricorn is not coy. It's not going to play the charm offensive. It will bestow love and attract money regarding your partners. Um, but it means commitment. It's either a yes or nay, a yay or nay. Um, so if you are partnered, this is when you will be seeking a commitment or to take it to the next level about something. If you're partnered, um, if you're married, again, this has to do with the sign off that's coming in December. Same thing goes if you're separated or divorcing. If you're engaged, this is where you're setting the date. Okay. Or you might meet, if you're not either, if you have no partners, this is where you will meet someone who's serious. Oh, and you'll recognize this person because they'll be very distinguished, or they'll be like a powerful person here. Okay. And on the 12th, Mercury in Sagittarius squares Saturn in Pisces. So the talk or the conversation regarding your scheduling and your routine here is rubbing up against your ninth house of travel in the mind, foreigners, and all that. So you do have an escape in your ninth house. It's a feel good area for you. Something about education or philosophy or a foreigner or foreigners, publishing, the World Wide Web. It's like an escape for you, um, and that has been going on since 2012. Now Saturn came in the last 2 years, and because has been an escape, and because it's Pisces, a water sign, and Neptune, the god of oceans, small g, um, you've been all at sea here. So maybe foreigners had no boundaries with you or what have you. Anyway, Saturn came in here the last 2 years and pulled you back to shore so you don't get lost all at sea. So here, the conversation regarding your scheduling um, is not squaring away with Saturn regarding your travel house. So look to those degrees to see if you're impacted, but there will be a compromise of some sort here. Um, yeah. Excuse me. So on the 15th, Saturn will turn direct in Pisces, and you have had a reprieve the last 4 months regarding foreigners and travel or higher education. Well, Saturn's back in town, and you will be retracing the last 4 months and making sure you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Um, Saturn is the ultimate disciplinarian, but he's not like a mean discipline. He just withholds until you get it right, and that's when he releases. All right, another big opposition on the 16th. Sun in Scorpio will oppose Uranus in Taurus. So, something regarding a lover, romance, or a child or pet um, is in opposition with your friends, or groups. Um, and again, it's an either or here. There's no room for compromise. So either your lover or children wins or your friendship wins. Look to the degrees on your natal chart and see if you're impacted and where you are impacted. But this will be a separating opposition too, so it will not be like super duper heated. Okay, on the 18th, we have another opposition. This month is full of oppositions. So Mercury in Sagittarius will oppose Jupiter in Gemini. Okay, so um, your health habits and routine is dead smack against something you're working on behind the scenes, or regarding the past, or um, your faith, your religion. It is Mercury, so it's a conversation. Maybe you're having regarding the past, or maybe somebody from the past shows up and you, the sixth house, the house of health and habits and routines, is also a chaotic house. It's a house of gossip. So maybe that's where the noise is. Or because it's a health and habit house and your 12th house of your hidden psyche. Um, yeah, maybe you're scheduling, maybe you're overworking things and your mental state is just not not jiving. So, with the health and habits house, what you need to do is find an effective 3-part schedule. So, 8 hours for sleep, 8 hours for work, 8 hours for fun and relaxation. Both the mind and the body has to be in sync. One without the other doesn't work, okay? Check the degrees for that. I'm not touching on like trine, not doing the trines. Okay, so November 19th, Pluto leaves Capricorn and re-enters Aquarius because, like I told you, we had the January through June um, thing of Pluto entering Aquarius, so you'll know what it's about. And I spent a good long time in your synopsis, so you know what to expect here. Okay, on the 21st, Sun enters Sagittarius, so your focus and the light will be shined on children and lovers, and you will be checking under the hood for that. And I will not do the sextiles. Now, the 22nd, there's a last quarter moon in Virgo, and Virgo is also one that dots the I's and crosses the T's. So it's a meticulous sign. And Virgo for you is your third house of communication, neighborhood, neighbors, commuting, and social media. So there was some opposition and maybe a double option back in September with the full moon in Pisces because it opposed Virgo. So um, think back then that whatever was started but not finished or completed. Mm. So it's like now you know where you stand or where you guys stand regarding this neighborhood or social media or whatever, and you all either move forward or you just give it up because it's just no use dealing with it. But check the degrees. It is the last quarter moon, so Virgo's asking for a final resolution here. And on the 25th, Mercury in Sagittarius turns retrograde, so you are going to be rewinding, repeating everything from the 7th through the 25th. And you get more and more information. Okay. And the last aspect here is on the 27th. The Sun in Sagittarius will trine Mars in Leo. Very, very nice. So, something about your schedule, your routine, your health and habits is sending really nice vibes to your second house of job and income. Maybe your routine frees up and now you can really shine in your job, or you're getting this promotion that I was talking about, or you might be thinking about getting a new job. In any case, that is the end of the November scope and the lineup, Cancer. Oh, and by the way, half of you who listen are not subscribed. It's free. Subscribe. No, but seriously, if you find this informative or entertaining, at least give it a like. That helps too. But I'd appreciate your subscription, and also do come back and check up if you don't subscribe for the dedicated videos that I'll be uploading later in the month regarding Pluto in Aquarius and Mars in your sign and in Leo. And I'll be doing a couple of other videos that'll be important. Okay, so Cancer, I wish you the best of luck. I know there's some of you that have really gone through a tough time with partners, so I'm with you, and I wish you the best of luck. And I know you will be rewarded because you give good karma. All right. You take care of yourselves, all of you. I'll talk to you in the next video.